form this up. Alright, is that rolling? Welcome back. Today, let's get this back braced up. I mean, it's a pretty simple thing, really easy. I know there's a lot of people who put it stock into, oh, it has to tap out an F sharp or a G or whatever. The back is a reflector. If you build the guitar correctly, it's going to tap out around F sharp or G because of physics. That's the body size. So, we're going to take this, we're going to get the back braces on. Pretty simple. All we're going to need is the mold for that, and I had mentioned earlier that this is a smaller one. This is the outlet I'm going to use. It's slightly modified from others, and I'm going to have to strike a center line, so actually let's do that. I had a pencil around here. Alright. So, I'm going to take a ruler and I'm going to find my center. Actually, first things first, I want to know which side I want in or out. And so for me, I'm looking at what is the most even. So I think actually I want this side on the inside because it's got these few streaks here that aren't over here, whereas this side doesn't really have that. So I'm going to find my center line here. Nice and easy. Just a quick line, and then I'm going to take my form here, line it up on the center line. Again, it doesn't have to be exact, but I want to see exactly what the guitar is going to look like here. So, I like this. I'm going to just trace it in. Again, you don't have to be exact. We're not making this our final outline. But you can see exactly where this is. And so first things first, we need our center strip. So what I'm going to do is find a ruler with metric. I like to come up 15 millimeters from the tail block because that's the thickness of my tail block plus the sides. Let's call it 18 millimeters just to be safe. So we're going to come in 18 millimeters, and I just make a little mark here. You could always trim this to length later on. It doesn't really matter. And I've got this strip here, which is a bit of Spanish cedar, 18 millimeters wide, about 2 millimeters thick, a little bit oversized, and a nice length of the back. So we're going to find the center point of this and get this glued on, which is pretty simple because this is 18 by 2. Anybody at home? 10. Exactly. No, it's 9, of course. But all I want to do is make a little tiny mark right at the halfway point. Doesn't have to be exact. And then, I know a lot of people like to use go bars. They like to use stuff like that. I use this wedge system. That's or a guillotine, so to speak. It's a number of springs with a platen here which presses down, and then you put the back in between here, put in these wedges, and it self-clamps. And unlike a go bar system, I can move this and I don't have to worry about shooting a brace or something like that across the room when I have the glue spread. So, here's my other wedge. Let's get this glued up. As always, I'm using hide glue, not the same one from the last video. I've made fresh stuff since then, but I've made sure it's the consistency of heavy whipping cream, or so that way it dribbles about like that. And I'm just going to come up here get the glue onto there, full coverage. I'm not worried about trips. Put that end down there. Put that end down there. And I want to wipe up some of the excess strips first. So now, make sure I don't have a really big drip there. I'm going to take this and slide it in. Get it lined up on both sides. And once that's in, I'm going to just kind of lightly lock these two down. Push down, wedge. Push down and wedge. You can see how much those springs have compressed, and you can see all the glue squeeze out. So you can leave that, but I don't like doing all that cleanup. So I'm going to give this a few moments, let it gel up, so to speak, and then I'm going to come in with my little special scraper and clean up that excess glue. Well, maybe not a few moments. This is almost immediately. You can see that it's starting to gel, and it's transitioning from heavy cream to, well, a mucus-like consistency. And all I have to do is clean it up on both sides. So now we need to make our cross braces while this dries. So let's head over to the bench and we'll go do that. So not all guitar backs are flat. In fact, none of them should be. So I'm going to put the arch into the back for this. You could take it on a hand plane and do it that way, or you can take it to a belt sander and add something, but I like consistency. So this system that I've got here is a really consistent way of making the right arch across the entire guitar. It's consistent, it's easy, and it's very, very portable, so that way, again, you don't have to have your shop space taken up with a go bar system. So just a little tour of this. I've got an X on this side, and on my brace stock, which is measured for the widest part of the lower bout, the widest part of the upper bout, and somewhere in the middle, again, it doesn't really matter, I have a mark on one end. Don't mind the fact that my saw is slightly dull, but I've got a mark over here, which corresponds to this X end, which goes into this piece centered between these two screws. So that way all I have to do is visually center, make sure it's all the way in, and tighten it up, because last thing you want to do is have a projectile shooting across your room. I'm going to suggest using these again. I always use it. Try to get a vacuum cleaner going or something like that, because this gets dusty. You're going to take a flush trim router, and this one's plugged in. I'm not going to touch this because I like my fingers. So you're going to take a flush trim router bit and put it right up against this, and you know what? All you workers are saying, oh my goodness, he's doing a falling cut. You can't do that. Well, otherwise these things blow up and you don't get as good of a cut. So I'm going to go, as the bit is rotating in this direction, I'm going to start down here, and I'm going to cut all the way to this end, and then I'm going to come all the way back. I'm going to do that for all three braces. So, without further ado, here's and just like that, the arch is done. Now, when I'm done with this, I'm going to take it over to the sander and just give it a light kiss onto the paper, not moving, so that way I make sure that any of the scalping is taken away, and I'm left with basically a surface off of the sandpaper to glue with. So let's do the other two. Alright, so we've got the three of these that are done. The lower, the upper, and the middle. Not that it matters at this point. But because the bottom has a little bit of a texture from the router, we're going to just take this and very gently, you don't need a whole lot, we're going to go from edge to edge about 4 times, just like that, essentially to quote-unquote take off the shine from the router, leaving a good gluable surface. Now, this isn't a show joint, so this is plenty good. You don't have to attack this with a plane or anything like that to get it to perfect like we do for a center seam. So, I'm going to do this to all 3 braces, and then we'll get this glued into the back. Alright, so, obviously you haven't seen how we've done this yet. So, stay on, stay tuned next week. In the meantime, please pick up some shirts and whatnot. Keeps this supported. Check for everything that I use is listed in the description down below. And for $500 off of a deposit and ultimately the final sale price of a new build, go ahead and use the promo code YouTube, and you too could see your guitar built this way. See you next week.